I'm joined now in Texas, in Austin, by Ed Espinoza. Ed runs Progress Texas, and it's been certainly a robust effort on the part of Democrats in this state. And what we're looking at now is we're looking at a very tight race at the top. Does that surprise you? And what do you think would have happened? I mean, obviously we don't know, but what would have happened if the biggest night in Texas was not Super Monday?
I'll tell you, normally when a candidate endorses another candidate, when one drops out and endorses somebody else, it's usually good for one news cycle. But when that news cycle is before a big election, it means a whole lot more. And that's what you're seeing right now. Biden picking up all those endorsements, three big endorsements in 3 days, really changed the nature of this race. So what that means on election night is that the early vote we see coming in is not necessarily indicative of what the election day vote will be. Normally, early vote is roughly about half of the vote in Texas. And unless something dramatically changes, you can expect the election day vote to be the same. Well, in this case, something dramatically did change, and that's why we're seeing a change between early vote and election day vote coming in, and it's making a real horse race between Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders right now.
Talk to me a little bit. We know the Buttigieg and Klobuchar endorsements, but a unique and different endorsement and a powerful one was that of Beto O'Rourke. Can you tell me the figure he cuts in Texas now and how important that is for the vice president, former vice president?
Well, it's not just the Beto O'Rourke endorsement, but it's going to Whataburger afterwards. These are two very Texan things that happened for Biden yesterday. Look, we love ourselves some Beto O'Rourke here in Texas, and we love some Whataburger, and Joe Biden got both. And it more than anything brought a lot of attention to his race. It humanized him a bit, made him seem a little bit more casual, a little less stiff. And, it made it was good for a lot of stories and was good for a lot of tweets. And those two things together got to be good for something in Texas.
All right. And I'm going to ask you very quickly now, the idea that all the attention's on the presidential race is something obviously the people outside of Texas are looking at. Right. But you're trying to do what Beto O'Rourke couldn't do in 2018, and that is to unseat an incumbent senator in John Cornyn. What can you tell me about what's happening there?
So we have a Senate race on the ballot this year, and turnout right now has been bananas in Texas. It's just been so high that it's really something we haven't seen in a long time, and that's a good sign of things to come. It shows for a lot of enthusiasm against somebody like John Cornyn, who has been in office for 18 years, but 2/3 of the electorate either doesn't know him or doesn't like him. Those are not good things for somebody who's been in office for nearly 2 decades. So we've got a bunch of candidates running, close to a dozen. It's going to go to a runoff. Right now, MJ Hager is in the lead. She's got 2 candidates that are closing in, Christina Zinzun Ramirez and Amanda Edwards. They're both very bright, very accomplished people. It's going to make for an interesting runoff, and the primary is not going to end anytime soon, but we've got 2 big races on the ballot this year. It's going to be president and Senate.
Ed Espinoza, thank you so much for being with us and here in Austin, Texas. We're going to go back to New York now.